Hey, what's up? What's up? What's going on? Hey, what's up? Good night. Good night. All right. Welcome again to Plant a Garden TV. How are you guys doing tonight on this beautiful special night? This beautiful Saturday night. How are you all doing tonight? Yeah, 2025 garden season. Look like it's gonna be a very challenging garden season so far. We already see that snow is falling in different areas, areas that don't usually get snow like that. We see snow is falling in different areas, and we realize also that the weather, the weather is not just about the snow only, but about the weather as well. The weather, we getting some real cold weather. I don't know how long this weather might go for. But right now we're getting a lot of cold weather. And if I'm not sure if these type of weather, how long it's gonna go for. Is it gonna go for a couple of weeks? One thing I remember 2 years ago, 2 years ago, we had a frost. A real cold weather comes on, and because of the cold weather, what happened? We lose a lot of fruit trees, a lot of fruits 2 years ago. Because what happened is when the fruits pushing out their small fruits, there was a cold frost come by and penetrate the trees them for like about 4 or 5 days. When I look on the plum tree, I've realized that all the plum born off. They turn black. That year, a lot of people lose a lot of fruits, a lot of peach, a lot of plum, all different type of fruits people use that year. So I don't know. I'm just happy. I'm just happy that at this time we get in this type of cold weather. I'm just happy that the fruits they may start producing as yet. Because with these type of cold weather, if the fruits start producing, we might lose them. So I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. But I'm also looking at maybe the future in gardening. I'm also looking at the future in gardening. Sorry. I'm looking at the future in gardening. And if we start getting these type of weather, go down to springtime. If we get in these type of weather, going down to springtime or late down in the winter heading for spring, that could cause a lot of problem, especially for our fruits. Because when we look at our peach start producing, some of them, depends on the zone you're in. Some of them start producing flowers January, yeah, in January. They start producing flowers. Even your plum, in depending on which zone, maybe January or February. If we get in this type of cold weather, then we're gonna be losing our fruits. So I don't know how the future holds with gardening, but what I've learned and what I'm realizing is that the fruit trees, if we're not able to get good weather to deal with these fruit trees, we're gonna be losing a whole lot of fruits. So, like I'm saying, I don't know how the garden season will be heading for the future, but it seems like we're gonna have some serious challenging time ahead of us. Yes, I think we're gonna have some really challenging time ahead of us. But at the same time, we don't want to give up. We're gonna continue growing. Hey James, how you doing, man? What's up? How you doing? Thank you for being here, man. Yeah, so for the future, man, I don't know, man, but I'm getting some serious weather, brother. I'm getting some real serious weather. On mornings when you get up, it's I'm freezing. It's freezing. So what I was saying a couple of years ago, we had we had a frost. We had a frost a couple of years ago. And what happened is the frost, I think maybe was I think it was February we get the frost. And we lose a lot of fruit trees. We lose not fruit trees, fruits. I lose all my plum that year, but my peach survive. But people lose peach, people lose people lose all different type of fruits that year because the frost coming in time when the fruits them was now turning, now coming from the stage of flowers into a fruit. And the frost come and the frost hit everything, man. And that year we had a very situation with fruits. The places that sell that farm, some of the farm had a situation because some of the farms set up that people could go, you pay a money and then you could go and pick as much as you can. Some of them didn't couldn't even have that year. So what I'm saying is, with these type of weather, with these type of weather, if we continue getting these type of weather, especially February, in February or in March, if we get in these type of weather, it's going to be really devastating when come on fruits. When come on fruits, dealing with these type of weather we're dealing with today, in February, March, we're going to lose a lot of fruits. These are ways how, listen to me, if according to the weather, people these weather can create starvation, I'm telling you. These type of weather could create starvation. It's fruits, a lot of people rely on their fruit trees. A lot of people rely on farms. But if this type of weather, we get in this type of weather down in February, March, we're gonna lose a lot of fruits. I've seen it before. But anyhow, welcome guys. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate each and everyone. Please don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and you are welcome here. All right. Okay, James, what do you think about coal frame plant? A coal frame. Coal frame. What you mean? Like build something around the plant to protect the plant. What? Give me a more in depth, James. When you say coal frame, I don't get exactly what you're saying. Give me a little more details. Right. Yes. So now is we actually in the winter, and the truth is winter now begin. So we have 2 full months of winter. If you haven't prepared your container as yet or your raised bed as yet, now is the time, guys. Not because the weather cold mean you cannot do it. Now is the time. You want to get your soil prepared. You want to get your soil prepared and ready for March, April. Now is the time, guys. Don't think about the cold weather. Don't think about the cold weather. Now is the time. You don't want to wait until the start of the spring to now adding compost to your soil. You want to start doing that now, guys. Now is the time. That's a beautiful idea, James. That's a beautiful idea. I think that will work perfectly. And I do think that's what a lot of people are going to start doing. Because that's how you will be able to save your fruit trees. Because if I'm telling you, 2 years ago, I seen it for myself. The fruit trees already push out fruits. And when they push out their fruits, the frost came. And the frost was so cold, it penetrated them for like 3, 4 days and naturally scorched them up, turn them black. Naturally turn them black and they just fall off. So that will be a very good idea. James, I have 2 pepper trees in my garden. And same thing you know say there, that's what I did. Basically, I'm not sure if they're gonna survive because we get some serious weather. But I basically build a frame around them. I build a frame around them and wrap the frame with plastic and the inside. So hopefully they might survive. 2 pepper trees, they in ground, but I frame them and wrap plastic around them. So I'm gonna see by the spring if they gonna shoot back. But what you said, that's what people gonna have to start to do. Because if we get in these cold weather, down in March, like I'm saying, March, April, this time there's a lot of fruits gonna already be on the trees. So with that kind of cold weather, I seen what it did 2 years ago. We could lose. And these things, listen to me, I don't know, man. The future seems like it's gonna be very challenging. The future seems like it's gonna be very challenging. Yep. There's things you can do to add heat also. I'm sure you can. But we will have these. If I'm telling you, the future of garden gonna be different. For real. The future of gardening gonna be different. The reason for that is the weather situation. The weather situation is changing as we can see. The weather situation is changing. We don't know, man. But like I say, man, we got to figure out. At the end of the day, we got to figure out how to grow our garden because it's not gonna get easier. I think it's gonna start to get more difficult growing food. I'm thinking that. I'm thinking it's gonna start to get more difficult growing food. So we will have, I believe, we will have to be doing a lot of adjustment. That's what I think. Just like what you say in James, in order to protect our fruit trees, we might have to build frame around them to protect them, especially if your fruit tree is full with fruits. Say, for instance, your fruit tree is full with fruits, and you listen to news, and the news tell you that a frost supposed to pass for 3, 4 days. You got to protect the fruit tree. You might have to build a frame, like James say, around your fruit tree to protect that, because that frost might just damage all your fruits. Then we seen it 2 years ago. So we can't act like it's not real. We seen if the weather, and sometimes if the weather too cold as well, when the fruit you putting out flowers, if the weather too cold, they could drop all the flowers too. And we don't know about the weather because we seeing weather, we see snow falling in different areas now. Places that don't get snow like that is actually getting snow. So we don't know, man. You never know. There might be snow falling in the island, the tropical area very soon. Who knows? We see snow fall in Florida, naturally snow on the ground. So who knows? We don't know. So we just gotta be look at things as it is. Don't you understand? As it is. That's how we gotta look at things. Okay, James C. James C. Example. Plant a jug, plant a jug, plant a jug black, fill it with water and just and this will a little heat in cold frame. Okay, let me hear that again. Plant a jug black, fill it with water, and this will a liquor heat in cold frame. Oh, really? All right, thank you for that, James. If I didn't know that before, I might have put that with my peppers. All right, brother. All right. All right. The way it works is the sun in the daytime will heat the water, and this will give off heat at night, and you won't have to talk. You know what? That's a good idea. That's a good idea, man. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. So basically, the water get a little heat up during the day, and then in the night, when it start to get cold, that heat. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Okay. You said paint a jug black and fill it with water to add little heat. All right, thank you. I appreciate that. So basically, what James is saying, if you have if you have a fruit tree or a plant Thank you guys for hitting the like button. Appreciate that. Yes, what James is saying, if you have a plant and you build a frame around it because you're trying to protect it from the cold weather, he said paint a jug in black. Paint a jug black and fill it with water and it will add a little heat. So basically what James is saying, in the day the water gonna heat up and in the night it's gonna push off a little heat. So it's gonna help. Basically what he's saying is might help kill the heat, the coldness. Because the I'm telling you guys, I seen this 2 years ago. Also do a hot bed to heat. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Thanks for the information. You got to do what you got to do because, for real, we can't allow. Hey, shine your light. How you doing? Greetings. Finally caught you live. All right, appreciate it. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. Yes. For what I'm seeing, guys, the future of gardening, I think it's going to be very challenging. I really do. I don't think it's going to get easy on us gardener because as you see the way we see it today, we've seen it that I'm not thinking it's going to be something that they're going to want us to do in the future. I don't think they're going to want us to be growing our own food. I think it's going to be different. So because of that, it's going to be challenging. It's simple. It's very, very simple for us to lose crops. Very simple. All it takes for us to lose crops is cold weather. Hey, let nature, how you doing? I'm just tuning in serious. I'm glad to be. All right, good to have you guys here. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you're on your phone, just double tap. And that's how you're going to hit the like button. Because we're going to talk a lot about gardening tonight. And we all know that garden season is very soon and we want to be prepared. So we're going to have this conversation on a regular. Okay, shine your light. Yes, we just had snow in Louisiana. All right, you see what I'm saying? So you have snow. Wow. And you see Georgia recently have snow. Georgia don't get snow like that. But recently, Georgia had snow. Florida had snow. So we don't know what's gonna happen next year. So we gotta be more prepared as gardeners now. We gotta be more prepared. Especially our crop is kind of okay. But when you're talking about our fruit trees, with these early, with these type of weather, say for instance, if our fruit tree already had on flowers, we want to lose the whole crop. The type of weather I'm getting these days, when I get up, is on the freezing mark. So if my fruit trees already push out flowers, I want to lose I want to lose the whole crop. So that started to put me in a place now where we got to start to think about protecting our fruit trees in the winter into early spring. Because if we don't do that, we can lose our fruits. Okay, James, a planter, have you ever used hotbed? No, James. I never use it, but it sounds like a pretty good idea. And I'm willing. This is what I do, man. I do information. I love information because I never thought about hotbed before. But now, thank you for that. We all learn from each other. That's how it is. But no, I never used it before. All right, shine your light said. Thank God my onion, garlic, and Brussels sprout survived. Well, awesome, awesome. The good thing about it, shine your light, the cold weather don't really do anything to the onion and garlic and even Brussels sprout, even broccoli and them type of plant, it don't do nothing to them. So that's good. And I'm glad that you able to save your plant. I'm glad that the winter didn't do nothing to them because it ain't easy. It ain't easy to take your time, grow your crop, and then the weather just come and destroy everything. So I know your feelings. I know your feelings. Okay, shiny light say I have a orange and lemon tree. I need to plant. Any advice? Okay, first of all, a lemon and an orange tree. You want to know if they're cold hardy. If they're cold hardy or if the zone you in, you dealing with cold weather, you want to know if they're cold hardy. Because if they're cold hardy, then you could plant them outdoors in the ground. But if they're not cold hardy, then I recommend put them in a big container, like a half a barrel or a big container that can house their root. That can give them enough room to grow. So like a half a drum might be perfect. But if you don't deal with cold weather, let me see, it's not, and this is my fault. Okay, so it's not cold hardy, but you deal with cold weather. Once you're dealing with cold weather and it's not cold hardy, you might want to put it in a container that either you take it in the greenhouse in the fall or in your garage, whatever, or you build a greenhouse around them. Either way. But I'll recommend plant it in the container once it's not cold hardy. If it's cold hardy, you could plant it in the ground. But try to get a big enough container. Wait, hold on. I'm in zone 9. They did good winter. I just brought them inside. Okay. Well, if you're in zone 9, you get in good weather. If you're in zone 9, you actually get in good weather. You, you might just, maybe you could plant them outdoors. Maybe you could plant them outdoors if you're in zone 9. And like we now was talking, build like in the winter, maybe you could build a frame around them and cover it with plastic. When you're dealing with the winter, like you got to deal with snow and them things. But you could plant them outside. You could plant them in the ground because you actually in zone 9. Zone 9 is good weather. But you also can plant them in a big container, which can give them enough room to grow. A big container. All right? So basically they was doing well. You only bring them in because of the snow. So okay. Maybe you could stand a chance planting them outdoor, and maybe in the winter you could wrap them. Sometimes some people wrap them with a cloth, and sometimes put a plastic over. Or the best thing to do is build a little frame. Build a little frame around it and wrap it with plastic. Instead of you got to deal with the hustle in and out. Sometimes a lot of people prefer putting them in a container. Why? In case they got to move from where they live in. In case they gotta move, they could just take up the container and take it with them. So all depends. All right? Okay. Let nature said. I thought I was in zone 9, but I don't have snow. These snows confuse me. That's exactly what we know was talking about. That's exactly what we know was talking about. That snow start falling in places that they don't usually fall. So because of that, we don't know how the weather gonna be in the future. We don't know. So this is why now we gotta start to be, more prepared on our fruit trees. We gotta figure out how to protect them if they outdoors. We gotta figure out how to protect them from the frost. Because if it's snowing in areas that never snowed before, we don't know what could happen. Yes, exactly, James. The higher the zone number get, the warmer the weather is. So the lower it gets. So zone 9 is a pretty nice. You got is zone 9 is nice weather. Zone 9 is where? Zone 9 is Florida, right? Zone 9 is supposed to be maybe North Florida around them side there. But in zone 9, right, exactly. 9 is Florida. Right. So in Florida, you surely can plant a fruit tree in the ground. Yes, you can. And if you realize there's a frost gonna pass, maybe you could try cover over it. But you could plant it in ground. Okay, nature said, I'm in North California. Okay, you in okay, all right. So so then you get snow over there? Let nature. Then you get snow in California? No snow. Okay. Well, you can do a lot over there. You can do a lot over there in them areas where you don't deal with snow and cold weather. You can do a lot over there. Yeah, you can do a lot. You ain't got to worry about the cold weather and these type of stuff. You could do a lot. You could definitely do a lot over there. Okay, shiny light say, yes, it's nice. We had snow in New Orleans for the first time since wow. You see? And this is exactly what we know was talking about earlier. Snowing in places. I even said, we never know. We might be seeing snow in tropical areas. And then look, Shiny Light said, it's snow in New Orleans for the first time since they've been born. So it can't surprise us anymore. It cannot surprise us anymore. It can snow anywhere as far as we see now. We just gotta pray. It ain't snow in April and May and June. That's what we gotta worry about. That's what we gotta worry about. It is showing in April, May, and June because this is our heart of our garden season. Yeah. Okay. Um, Nature says, yes, so you are right about that. I planted today outside on the ground some calamity and mustard greens. All right, good to hear that. Yeah, You should definitely be planting right now. You should be busy planting because you got the weather. We still got to wait, but you got the weather. So you should be planting. And Shiny Light said, no, we have to be prepared. The time is changing, man. And it's not like we're not seeing it. It's not like we're not seeing it. We're seeing it before our eyes now. We're seeing everything now. We see the weather changing. So if we don't want to see, if you invest in all these fruit trees is not cheap. So if you invest in fruit trees around your garden, right? Why would you invest in a few, maybe frost cover or whatever you can to protect your fruit trees? Because we don't know, man. We don't know. Time is changing, the weather pattern is changing, and all it takes for we cannot grow anything is to get cold weather down to May, June. If we get cold weather go down to them time, April, May, June, we have problems. We have big, big problems. And it ain't gonna be surprise to me that one year the weather cold all down in May, June. It would not be surprising to me. That's for real. How many pepper tree would you recommend to grow for a family of three? Well, if you have pepper that growing a lot, because you have some pepper tree that produce a whole lot. Sometimes they produce more than you need. Like my peppers, them they produce more than I need. I say maybe two each, depending on okay, like you want to plant sweet pepper for a family of three. Two tree plant is good. Two tree plant is pretty good because some bell pepper produce a lot. So two tree plant is pretty good. Yeah, two tree plant is pretty good. And that should yeah, what James asks, what type of pepper? Like my peppers, guys, my peppers produce so much peppers. So much. Every year I got to give away pepper. So, and sometimes I might grow like six, seven, eight bell peppers. But they produce so many. So for a family like three, if you get some pepper that really producing, I say at least two to three pepper tree. Okay. Okay. Do you use shine your light said? Do you use salt and seed for your bell pepper? Okay. Well, me, I've been growing bell pepper for a long time. So what I do every year, I save my seeds. I save my bell pepper seeds. So every year, I reset seed. You got what I'm saying? I, I grow pepper seed for a long time, bell pepper for a long time. So every year I'll save hundreds, thousands of seeds every year. So every year I just set how much I want. Sometimes I set more than what I want to grow. Yeah, sometimes I grow more than I want to grow. But bell pepper, man, bell pepper is a nice plant to grow, man. I don't think you could get enough bell pepper because bell pepper could go in so much things. Sandwich, cooking, basically every day. Every day you could use bell pepper. So I don't think it's gonna be too much because you can use it every day. And Nino and Lo, good night. How you doing? Thank you for being here. Okay, Nino and Lo say they want to go bell pepper this year. That's wonderful. Bell, listen me, bell pepper is a very easy plant to grow. But from my experience, I think bell pepper love to grow in natural soil. I believe that. From my experience, bell pepper love to grow in natural soil. Yeah, natural soil. Okay, I want to go bell pepper this year. Do you have a favorite variety? Well, my favorite variety that I grow is the red one. The red one, that's the one I grow. I've been growing the red one for like 10 years now, maybe more. The red one, that's my favorite one, the red one. I know it have the yellow, it have different color. Some people believe, say they're green, but no. When they ripe, they turn a color. So the red one is that one. I love that one. The red one, I love the flavor. Sometimes I'm telling you, sometimes I pick bell pepper and just eat it just like that. The flavor is just unbelievable. Just pick the bell pepper out of the tree and just eat it just like that. The flavor is just unbelievable. Okay, okay. I'm going to try your method. Yes, you should try. You should definitely try because my method it works, and as you can see, I grow bell pepper tree 8 feet tall. And if you really look at my bell pepper them, the way they produce, is like they produce so much peppers from the bottom to the top, loaded with pepper. And at the same time, when they loaded with pepper, they still loaded with flowers as well. So the way I grow them, it works. It really works for me. Grow them in natural soil. I think you're gonna get a better. From my experience, growing bell pepper in natural soil works great. I'm telling you that. Can you use the same growing method for hot pepper? Yes, same thing. Same method I use. Don't you know? Don't you know I grow a pepper this year. 10 feet tall, 10 feet tall. And it's the same method I use. Just like the method I use with the bell pepper that I grow 8 feet tall. I grow a poblano pepper this year, 10 feet tall. You know what is 10 feet tall? It higher than the ceiling in your house. It higher than the ceiling in your house, 10 feet tall. So it shows me that it works with bell pepper and also hot pepper. That's what it shows me. Well, poblano pepper. It shows me the method work with both of them. I grow other pepper, which is monkey face pepper, habanero pepper. But these pepper, the most I get them to is 5 feet. Never get them past 5 feet. But the bell pepper, 8 feet tall, Poblano is Poblano, 10 feet tall. So it shows me it actually works with that plant as well. James, a cheat code. If you allow the green to stay on the plant, it will turn red. Yes, once it ripe, it changes its color. Okay, let nature. I'm planting everything that I grow in the ground. For me, it's a lot easier and less to worry about. This is their natural habit. You said it right there. If you have the space to grow in the ground, I think that's what you should do. I think that's what you should do because plants desire the art, not container. We create whoever come up with the idea for container. Shout out to them. Shout out to them because we grow it in container. But the best place to grow is in the ground. Yeah. So if you can do that, you should definitely do that. Okay. Okay. And what about tomatoes? Tomato, tomato is basically almost the same method as well. I'm gonna tell you two things. I'm gonna tell you about tomato and peppers. They love hot sun. They love to be in the heat. So if you growing them, whether it's in a container, whether you growing them in the ground, put them in a sunny area. They love the sun. Put them in sunny area. They love the sun. All right, so that's the advice I'll give you. You give them the same method, try the same method, and see how it turn out for you. And make sure you plant them in full sun. Definitely. My the truth is, my recommendation of planting is 10 to 11 inches, 10 to 12 inches. It doesn't matter what it is. The only thing I kind of plant shallow is might be garlic and onion. Everything else, 10 to 12 inches. In my, for my experience, you get greater result in that form. Your plant able to develop bigger root, and bigger root stand a chance of better growth, stand a chance of more production, more harvest, more growth. The more growth you get, the more harvest you can get. So plant them deep, very important. So, okay, look James put it there too. Plant them deep and full sun. Best, that's our advice I can give. Put them at least 10 to 12 inches deep in the ground and make sure they're in a place where the sun, where the sun, where the sun shines the most. Pepper loves sun, tomato loves sun, cocoa loves sun. What prefer the cooler area is collard greens, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower. These type of plant prefer the cooler area. So for your tomato, plant them deep and plant them in full sun. All right? Is anyone growing broccoli at this time? Or broccoli or edibles? Is anyone growing broccoli at this time? Or is anyone have seedlings growing so far from broccoli seedlings? Okay. If you're planning on growing broccoli, if you're planning on growing cauliflower, if you're planning on growing broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, if you're trying to start them from seeds, now is the time. Don't wait till March, April. Now is the time. Because broccoli and these plants could take cold weather. So if you plant them before the frost, the last frost, they do survive frost. And they provide more in the colder weather. So you don't want to wait till March, April to now set in seeds. You need to start them now. So you could get them out by March in the ground. By March. So you're able to get a crop in the spring before the summer. Because when the summer comes and the heat comes on, they slow down. Even your herbs, now is the time. If you're starting from seed, now is the time. If you buying, it's different. But if you're starting from seed, now is the time. All right? Okay, James said, treat cold for cabbage, break off all leaves to get bigger heads. All right. All right. No broccoli. Let nature said, no broccoli, but I started planting my vegetable for cool weather the first week in January. Okay, all right. That's it. That's right. That's right. Because you live in basically a tropical climate. So you really need to be planting these things now. And you're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great. Plant them now. Don't wait till the heat comes on. You're doing great. Let nature. You're doing great. You're doing wonderful. Plant them now. You will be able to get more from them instead of waiting till the heat comes on. Okay, shine your light in. I'm getting ready to plant potato and start my seedling for spring. Awesome. Awesome. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. Thank you, because I failed last year and I've been doing a lot of studying. Yes. Well, that's what you do because you know what? You want to get better, and every year you get better. So, studying, doing your own little studying in your garden from your own plant is the best teacher yet. Is where you learn from your plants in your garden. All right. So, but you're doing great, and you because your zone gonna get pretty hot. And this cold crop you planting, you don't want to wait till later on to plant them. You want them plant them now. So you could be getting your crop. You could be getting your harvest. So that's wonderful. Wonderful. Potato. The truth is, I planted some potato the other day. Potato also, even the weather, even the weather is cold, potato comes back. What's gonna happen if the weather cold, the thing is potato might not spring out. It mightn't spring, but as soon as the weather changes, the potato comes out of the ground. I planted some potato recently, but they ain't shoot up as yet. But I know they're gonna shoot up when the weather start changing. So potato, you could definitely put them under the ground. Yeah, you definitely can. Okay. Yes, yes, James, I agree with that. I agree with that. Get a book and take notes. So while you're taking notes every year before garden season, you could go back over your notes. You could see what you did the year before and if it works or if it didn't work. It's good to take notes, especially for your first 2 to 3 years. It's good to write down some notes. Yes. How close I plant my potato? I plant them like 10 to 12 inches apart. Yeah, I plant them like 10 to 12 inches apart. The only reason why I plant them like that is because I want to give them room to spread. You know what I'm saying? I want to see if they can produce more potato. So what I do, I plant them like 10 to 12 inches so they could get a whole more room to that's what I do. 10 to 12 inches. So you give them room to grow and spread, get bigger potato. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Yes, but this garden season, man, if you planning and start from starts. When I say start from starts, because I know a lot of people don't really have the time. I know a lot of people don't have the time to deal with seedlings, and it comes with a lot of patience dealing with seedlings. So if you don't have the time and you want to plant, get some starts. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. But if you, like I'm saying, if you trying to plant a cold crop, a cold crop is mostly spinach, cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage, these kind of plants. By February, early March, you got to start stick them in the ground because they're gonna survive. Well, in my zone, they survive. So I believe if like you're dealing, if you're gonna get winter, if you know you get snow, you kind of hold off. But at least try to get them in the ground early because you want them to produce before the summer. These plants don't do well with the heat. Okay. Okay, James, I always try to have space in my garden for experiment. Folks, never be afraid to try new things or new to your thing. Keep learning. Yes, I agree with that. Keep learning. You're gonna learn something new every day. I've been Writing everything on my calendar. All right, all right. And I'm gonna give you guys a little trick here about planting these. I'm gonna give you guys a little trick about planting these. On new moon is a beautiful day to plant. New moon. New moon is a beautiful day to plant. New moon is a beautiful day to mold up your plant, soften up the soil around it. New moon is a beautiful time to add a little compost around your plant. Beautiful time. Always remember that. New moon. Always look for new moon and plant on a new moon. You could also add compost to on a new moon. Try it and see for yourself. Try it and see for yourself and try it and see if your planting produce more. Try it. See if your planting produce more than usual. If you follow what I now tell you. Plant on a new moon. Add compost on a new moon. Soften up the soil around on a new moon. Because most of the time, every time is a new moon, you get rain. Every time is a new moon, you get rain. And I want you guys to challenge me on that. Challenge me on that. And I want you all to plant, do everything on a new moon. And see if you don't see your crop grow better and produce more. I'm challenging you on that. I'm naturally telling you. And I want you to come back and tell me, planter, it works because it will work. Okay. All right. James say, I love moon planting. Very good. Moon planting. Perfect. There's a book you could get too. We're gonna show you that you could plant and they're gonna guide you to plant and new moon as well. There's a book you could get too. But if you do everything to this plant and a new moon, I guarantee you're gonna see a better crop, a better yield at the end of your season. Your plant's gonna look way more healthier and produce way more food. I want you to challenge me. And what I want you to do, let me tell you what I want you to do. Hey guys, don't forget to hit the like button. I truly appreciate it because we're giving serious information here tonight. If you have, just double tap your screen if you're using your phone, hit the like button. Moon planting is come from way back down in the years, in time. The people understand, the older people understand. Because remember, these people used to study, right? These people used to study, they had all the time in the world. So they used to study the moon, they study the sun, they study everything because this is how they used to live. They was living off of the moon, the sun, the rain. They was actually paying attention. And this is where they realize moon planting, they realize, wait, hold up. Every time the moon is new, we get rain. The new moon brings rain. And I want you to pay attention. Pay attention to what I now said to you. The new moon brings rain. And what you know why I now tell you add compost? Here why I now tell you add compost. Because compost, when you add the compost on a new moon, and the rain come down. Turn it to liquid. Turn it to liquid. The plants feed. And when the plants feed, they grows. They start to push out leaf. They start to push out fresh leaf. Straighten up the self. Just try it. What I want you all to do, right? What I want you all to do, I want you all to plan some on a new moon and plan some on a different day and watch the growth. Watch the difference. Weed them out, soften up the soil around them on a new moon. Watch the difference. Do the other one on a different time. Watch the growth. Watch the production. And when your garden season done, don't forget to come back and tell me the difference. All right? Okay. Okay, let me go. New moon is also a good plant underground crop. Yes, definitely. Definitely. New moon is a beautiful day for planting. I'm telling you. James saying the same thing. Okay. Shiny Light said, I start creating my own compost in August and really don't want to buy a lot of fertilizer. We have good soil with plenty warm. Do you think I should still use fertilizer? I would not recommend it. These are things I don't use. So I can't recommend these things to anyone because I don't use them. But if this is the thing, This and we getting misled with this. According to Shine Your Light, hear me here, Shine Your Light. Shine Your Light said, I started creating my own compost, which I give you a thumbs up. Hell yes, I give you a thumbs up. In August, and I really don't want to buy a lot of fertilizer, which you don't have to. You don't even need to. Here why. We have good soil. Okay, that's it right there. That's it right there. Shine your light. You don't need to ask no one any question. That's it right there. You have good soil with plenty worms. That's it. That's it right there. You have rich soil. And you know that you have rich soil. You yourself know that. So don't even think. That question, don't even ask that question. You making your own compost, which is a plus, thumbs up. Your soil is rich with plenty worms, thumbs up. Use what you have there. Use what you have. Continue making your own compost. Continue doing that and maintain your soil. Don't get distracted because we get a lot of times. We get distracted. We have rich soil in our backyard, but we hear about a product and, oh no, I got to try this product. Your soil is rich. So shine your light. My opinion, you have what you need already. That's what I'll say. You have what you need already. Rich soil. All right? I'm about to write that in a book. All right, definitely. Okay. All right. Let nature. I never heard about moon planting. Really? Well, you heard it here the first time. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Planting, moon planting. Yes, it is. Okay. Exactly, exactly. Nature, nature. What if it rained today and the moon is 4 days away? Does that come? All right. Sometimes, sometimes it could rain the day before day before the full moon. It could rain on the same day of the full moon. It could rain on the day after. But guess what? Remember, the soil, if it come 4 days ago, like you said, the soil is damp, and that's what's important. The soil is wet. You see where I'm coming from? So when the soil is wet on a planting day, it's even better. You see? So if you planting in this is why moon planting is important, because moon planting, the soil is wet. If you follow in the moon, the soil is wet, damp, and that's what the plant need. The plant need wet soil, so when you transplant it, the soil is wet, so it's ready to go. You see where I'm coming from? So even if come 4 days before, once the soil is wet, at least you get rain. You get rain to soften the earth, to make the soil soft. So it doesn't matter. Just make sure plant on that new moon. Yes, you'll see a big difference. Yes, even if planted 4 days before, even though the rain come 4 days before, at least the rain come. And in most cases, it comes sometimes a little before, sometimes on that said day, or sometimes a day after. The honest truth is, shine your light. A lot of people, the truth is, for what I experienced, for my experience in gardening, I cannot, all these things I'm hearing about, the bone this and the bone that. Listen, I never use these things. I never have no interest in using them. I mean, people come up with a lot of stuff, but I need to see some result. You see what I'm saying? If you telling me about this and let's see what happening. We, there's people out here who actually putting in the work and show that a natural garden work. Like myself, I put in the work to show that a natural garden actually works. There's other people who put it in the work who telling you about products, and at the same time, no proof that it works. So sometimes you got to just stick to what you're doing and focus on what you're doing, because there's a lot of distraction. There's a lot of people out there who they don't plant nothing, but they telling you about how to plant food. You can't tell them, you understand? So you got to be mindful and just focus on what you're doing, because you have beautiful soil. You have rich soil, according to what you said. You have soil with warm inside of it. You might add something in that soil, and you know what? Get rid of the mess your soil up. So just focus on what you're doing. Once you have a garden, let me see this. Once you have a garden, you have soil, and you see worms, earthworms, and these stuff inside there. Know that something is going on good in your soil. Know that what you're doing is good. Something you're doing is good to keep these worms around in your soil. You're doing something good. Anyhow, you start adding all different type of stuff, you're gonna lose these. You're gonna lose these beneficial insects, and whatever they are, you're gonna lose them. So just focus on what you're doing, man. It's too much distraction out there. There's a lot of people showing that so much you could do and still able to get a successful garden naturally. So much, you see what I'm saying? So don't get thing shine your light. You have good soil. Focus on planting in your soil. All right? Okay. Like James say, right? By being fertilizer with your soil, the kind with the tree number on it, like man, I don't. The truth is, James, I don't even know their name. I don't even know their name because I have no interest in them. I seen what growing food natural does. I do it every year. I seen what it does. I grew a pepper tree 10 feet tall from natural soil without adding any of these things I'm hearing about. My plants them produce a lot of food without adding any of these things I plant. What you need to do, try moon planting. Yes, moon planting. Try that, guys. Okay, good to know. Data. Yes, cause I planted today. That means I planted by the moon and I didn't even know. You know what? You know what? Hold up. Nature. You hear your name? You hear that name? All right. You hear your name? Okay. So think about it. Sometimes, sometimes, this happens a lot of times to me. I might be thinking about the moon. I might be thinking about planting. It might, I might busy doing other stuff. And something gonna come to me and say, "Oh, you have some plant to go and plant, you know." And I might get up and go and plant them. And then when I realize, oh, damn, is new moon. So sometimes you will be shocked that nature reach out to you. Today is a planting day. So you plant and you didn't even realize. You see how it works? That's how it works. Nature reach out to us, man. For real. Okay, James said, adding lots of organic matter in your soil will help your soil hold more water longer. Yes, that's true. That's true. That's true. Organic matter help holds water in your soil. That yes. Okay, shine your lights. I can't wait to plant on new moon. Okay. All right. When I started cleaning the area for my garden, I discovered plenty worms before I even planted anything. That's tell you something right there. That tells you something right there. So all you needed to do is walk the soil. You ain't need to go and buy nothing. Just walk the soil and continue adding organic matter, which is the leaf, and these type of stuff, that will help your garden. Because one thing I've learned that these earthworms love organic matter. That's what I've learned. Do you want to see earthworms? Get some leaf, throw them in a pile, get some wood that fall from a tree, pile them up in with the leaf, leave them there. I guarantee you, you're gonna find earthworm in that pile. When it break down and it start breaking down, you're gonna find earthworm and all different type of insect in that. So that tells you these things it draw them to your garden. So a lot of things I hear about, I just don't know. I don't know whether they work or not. I just don't use them, and I just don't pay no attention to them. Okay, okay. All right, let me see. James said, I think what confused many. James said, I think what confused many people is not knowing what to grow. Style. The information comes from what works for some growing style will not work for all growing style. That you have a point there too, because different zones sometimes create different situation. Yes, different zones sometimes create different situation. So this is why I will always say it's good to take information from others. Nothing wrong with that, especially if they could show you proof. Because a lot of people is not showing you anything. They sit down and they have this conversation, but let me see let me see what you're talking about. So the thing is, you could take information, but you got to put them to practice and see if it works for you. All right, you could take ideas from me, you might take ideas from James, you might take ideas from someone else. See what works for you. Because at the end of the day, this is where you growing. This is your area. You got to do what working for you. You see where I'm coming from? You can't do something else and it not working for you. So now, tonight, I'm telling you to try planting on a new moon. Try adding compost on a new moon. I'm telling you to do this because this follow nature. All right? Now, after you do this, you want to see for yourself if it really works. All right? Okay. That is no, let me see. Okay, let me see. Okay. Shine Your Light said, that is so true. A lot of these gardeners try to use all kind of fertilizer, never talk about it, never talk about build soil. Definitely. Definitely. You see me, I have tons of videos talking about building soil, how to build soil. A lot of people don't build soil. Like you said, are you correct? You correct. You definitely correct. How you build soil? Especially that's why I'm saying you got to be careful about the information you get because you just don't know. And at the same time, you want to see what works for you, okay? You definitely want to see what works for you. And believe it or not, a lot of people using these all type of fertilizer. They're just not saying it. You see? For real. All different type. I believe in growing natural food because I want to eat natural food. And I'm not just growing my food for YouTube. I'm growing my food for me to eat. Yeah, my family to eat. Not just for YouTube. I'm on YouTube basically encouraging people that you can grow food natural and get great results. I'm actually showing you can grow your own natural, and so it's not about content, it's about showing you how I grow my food without using synthetic fertilizer. I make my own compost tea. I make my own liquid fertilizer, and what I make it from natural trees and roots and different type of stuff. And get great, and the thing is, get great production. I do live directly from my garden, showing you what I'm doing, which I'm gonna be starting up pretty soon again. Direct. Right now, I did a lot of live in December. I think November, December. I was doing live directly from my garden while I'm building my soil, while I'm adding leaf, while I'm. Hey Kim, mommy, how you doing? Okay, let me see. Nature say. I'm with you, Plant a Garden TV. I don't use any of those fertilizers that I don't understand the whole. Right. Where all they get in the exactly. Hey, Hempwig, how you doing? All right, Kimberly, planter, I have heard you say you planted seed in those from your soil in your garden. I have heard garden soil is too dense and seedling will have. You see, this is what I'm saying. Information. No, Kimberly. Okay. You see, this is what I'm saying, right? This is what I'm saying. You see what I do? I show. I take, here what I do. If I'm going to plant cabbage, right? If I'm going to plant cabbage, you know what I do? I go in my garden, right where I'm going to plant the cabbage, and I take up some soil from there in the garden and sow the seed into that same soil. The reason why I'm doing that is because once the seedling germinate and the plants get used to this soil, if you transplant them into the same soil, you're gonna get really good growth. You understand? Because the soil they germinate in and the soil you move them to is the same soil. You're gonna see a growth different. I'm telling you. No, people always this is exactly what we know I was saying a minute ago. There's so much information, there's no proof. Right? Give me a second. All right. This is, you see the soil? You could see the soil. Look at the soil. This is even red clay. You see, this is even red clay. I'm breaking it up. You see? Look inside here. You see? These are pigeon seed, pigeon peas. These are tropical plants. You see how they're growing? and they're indoors. So people, I'm telling you, and this is not no soft, this ain't even soft soil. This one, if you notice inside, this is basically clay soil. This is actually clay soil. Don't you see the plant them look healthy and doing well? And this is indoors. You see what I'm saying, Kim Ali? Kim Ami? So out here, you see what I'm saying? Listen me guys, you see on this channel here, or this channel here, we teach about facts. We don't teach about fiction and try to fool people into going out there and spend a bunch of money for no reason. You see what I'm saying? Look at this, clay soil. Clay soil is a soil that's easy to clamp together like this. Look at this, pigeon peas. This is pigeon peas that grow, they call it Congo peas as well. You could see inside, you naturally see red clay soil. So we show facts here, man. We show truth. And what we speak facts. So I'm not here to send you guys out there. Oh, go out there and spend a bunch of money. Oh, go buy this. Oh, no. We telling you, you can use what you have and grow a beautiful garden. All right. So when they tell you about, oh no, because they want you to go buy some type of soil, some type of stuff to do your seedling in. When you have it, you could get it for free in your backyard. They're selling you to go buy something, but here we show the truth and we show the facts. And I'll show you red clay. You see? You see, here we do researches. We do our own experiments. So we learn from what we're doing. So when we come and speak, we know exactly what we're talking about. You see what I'm saying? So Kimberly, let me read over what you said. Yes, I understand the soil match acclimate the ceiling so the environment is not strange. Definitely. Definitely. So the same environment, the same type of soil it germinate into is actually the same soil you putting it into to grow. You get better growth like that. You know how I know this? Let me tell you how I know this. I know this from I learned this from two fruit trees. That's where I really learned this from two fruit trees. Two fruit trees. Put the seed in the same soil to germinate. And when they germinate, I put them in the same soil. That when they plant and start to grow, I put them into the same soil I take them from. And the way these plants grows, the way they grow so fast. It was just unbelievable. I do that with peppers. Same thing. I do it with okra, same thing. At one point, I said, you know what? I really want to see what's going on here. So I decide, okay, I'm going to use a method with these peppers right here, and I'm not going to use it with these over there. I'm going to set these in different soil, plant them wherever. Don't you know, the one that I follow the method grow so fast, produce so fast, shoot up to 7 feet tall. That's the first time I grew a 7 feet pepper tree. And the others them was like 4 feet. So what I'm saying here is I don't experience this already. I don't experiment this already. It actually, you get a better growth out of your plant because it's already immune to this type of soil. So if you move it from here and put it into the same type of soil over there, the growth's gonna be different. I'm telling. Okay, try it for yourself, guys. I don't wanna try it and you will see. But this is why I will always say, guys, when we give the information, please go and try. Okay? Go and try. Because they're talking about soil, right? Kemali, they're talking about soil. What is more clammy than clay soil? And I'm actually growing these in clay, in naturally clay soil. This is heavy clay soil right here that I'm growing these pigeon peas into. No, don't make me fool you, sis. I tell you, there's a lot of information out there, but they're not correct. You cannot tell a person, maybe you do it and maybe it didn't work for you. But you cannot put that kind of information out there like it's impossible if you go how it gonna back the growth. No, it will not back the growth. Because I have pigeon peas doing great in red clay soil. So you gotta be careful with the information, man. There's a lot of information I will send you to spend a bunch of money. Hundreds of dollars for your garden. Maybe thousands. Here we don't push you out there to spend anything. We focus on using what we have and make it work. That's our focus. But don't make the thing with you, sis. You will get a better growth with the soil you use out your garden to germinate your seed. You will get better growth. All right? Can you do a video starting your seed? I never knew that. I did a video. You know what? This internet don't act good, or I might have played that video. Where I did a video on the same, you know what? Let me see if I can find the video. Let me see, give me 1 second, guys. I'm not sure if I can, I'm not sure if I can play the video. Hey guys, don't forget to hit the like button. I appreciate it, guys. We sharing great information here as usual. Please hit the like button. We will appreciate it. Let me see if I'm gonna give. I did a video about that same thing I now show you there. I did a whole video about that. A matter of fact, several videos. But let me see if I can find this one. Is either complete or let me see. Or I might have to share the link that you guys can find it. Okay, give me a second, guys. I'm trying to find that video. Okay. Okay. All right, give me 1 second, guys. I'm not sure if the video gonna play, but I'm gonna give you all. Okay, the link is in the chat with that video, right? But let me see if I can play. Yeah, the link is in the chat. The internet acting up, so it's gonna be buffing. So, but the link is in the chat showing you how I take the soil up, put it in the container, right from where I'm going and plant the peppers. That's how I do it. And I've been doing it for years. And it actually working. For years I've been doing it. So give me 1 second. Hold on. 1 second, guys. I don't know the internet. Let me see. Hunter Garden TV. How you guys doing today? I hope you guys doing wonderful. All right, guys. Today we're gonna sow some pepper seed. 3 different type of pepper. We have the bell pepper, we have the monkey face pepper, and we have the habanero pepper. All right. Now these peppers, I'm gonna be planting these peppers in this area with this type of soil. Right? In this area with this type of soil. So what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be taking soil directly from this area where I'm gonna be growing the plants and sow the seed. The reason for this is watch me. When you sow your seed from the same soil where you want to be planting them, what happening is it's adapting to the soil. So when you sow the seed and they germinate, and while they germinate and growing, they getting adjust to the same soil. So when you bring them out in the spring and you transplant them, what's gonna happen? They're already used to this type of soil, so they're gonna grow fast because remember, growing season. Your growing season is short. You want to get the most out of it, all right? So now what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be taking some of the soil and add into this container. This container, sorry guys, it's kind of puffing. It's almost 10 years old. This container here, it's almost 10 years old. So it's not about going out there and buying new containers and all these type of stuff to set some seed. That's not what's important. What's important is the soil and able to take care of them. Know when to wet them. Know how to wet them. Don't ever over wet them because that could cause root rot. So you want to make sure there's a drainage in the container to the bottom of the container. You want to make sure there's a drainage there. So when you wet, the water can pour out. You see here? That's a drain right there, you see? The water, if it comes too much, it's going to find itself out. Very important to have that. Now, what I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to just pull some marks like this, at least 1 inches deep, 1 inches deep to 4 inches soil. I do 4 inches soil, sometimes I do 6 inches soil. Why I do that? Because these plants be pushing their roots. And you don't want, when they're pushing their roots to jam while they baby. You want their roots to grow as much as they can. Now, we're going to take some of the bell pepper seed, just a few,
because we don't want too much. But just a few bell pepper seed, and we're gonna sprinkle them just like this. I love to do them thick. I can't do the one in a container. No, that take too much time. So I cover that. The habanero pepper now.
All right, guys. It wasn't showing good on my side. I don't know how you guys see it. But you see, this is exactly what I'm saying. I show what I'm doing. All right? You see what I did? I go right in the area where I'm going to plant my peppers. That's the area. And what I did, I take the soil directly. You understand? I take the soil directly from that area. And that's what I'm going to put my seed into. No, that's my seed. Nino and Lo, that's my seed. That's my pepper seed. You see, these pepper seed is from an 8-foot bell pepper tree. These pepper seed, showed it. I have thousands of these seeds, thousands of bell pepper seed. But what I'm saying is, I know you see this. This is the difference, man. This is the difference with me and a lot of people. A lot of people don't show you anything. Bunch of talking, but no, they don't show you anything. You see what I now explain to you what I does and what I do. And then you see, I could go and pull a video showing you the same thing. When I do this, what I now show you with my bell peppers, these things grow 8 feet tall. I'm actually giving secret here. Growing secret. 8 feet tall. Because the growth is unbelievable. You see what I'm saying? So when people tell you, oh no, you got to get this and you got to use this and you have to, listen to me, man. Try to use what you have. If it don't work, then think about something else. But use what you have right there. I sow seed sometime in, well, my proof is right there. I sow seed sometimes in rocky soil because I'm testing. So when I come out and say something, I already test it already. I already see it work. Some people will tell you, oh no, you gotta go buy the seed kit. You gotta go and buy the a certain type of listening. Let me explain something to you guys. Ain't nothing a plant love more than soil. There's nothing you could do. Ain't nothing a plant love more than being in the soil. We add compost that for maintain the soil. That's what compost for maintain and add more nutrients to the soil. But the plants love the soil. So if you germinate them in the soil that you grow in your food in your garden, you get better growth. I'm telling you, all this information I'm giving you guys, I want for 2025 garden season. I want you guys to try them and some of your plants. Try them. Do the same method with the seed. Plant them on a new moon. Add compost on a new moon. And I guarantee you, you're going to see a big difference in your garden. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter where you grow it. Because one thing I could tell you, I grow in the tropical, I grow in the deep cold, and I grow in the the mid-cold. So I know a lot about different zones. I didn't grow in one zone. I grow in different zones. So I have ideas. So I learned from some of the greats about natural gardening. You see what I'm saying? So when people come and tell you all these things, man, I mean, you can't tell someone that, oh no, you can't use the soil in your garden because if you use your soil in your garden, it's gonna take the growth and the, listen to me. Once a plant getting its nutrients, its mineral, its water, the plant will be just fine until you get it outside in that sunlight. Don't make the mess with you and send you out there and spend more than what you should. All right? Okay. Whoa, definitely doing this. Nino. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to decide which seed to buy. Uh, I can't recommend which seed to buy for you, honestly, because a lot of these, we these days, man, you don't know what you're buying for real. So I can't recommend it for you. You know what I mean? I really don't. I try to save my own seed every year. Yeah, I try to save my own seed. Okay, you are well. Okay, all right. Buy what you eat. Okay, all right. Kimali, just saw the video in the link planter. I'm going to try this method. I saw that container is in previous video in your house. I thought it was cooked. No, no, no. What? Here what it is. Here what it is. That's a different one. That's a different one. But that one, what I did, I add some of my compost on top of it. So I use the soil, and when the plants start, they start to grow, which is some pigeon peas as well. I add some compost. So that is actually compost. This is actually some of my compost that I add on top. So it's no, I don't use them type of stuff. Them wake up, them no. I have listen to me, I have access to too much compost to even think about another compost. I'm being honest. I make my own compost. I have some compost underground. You know what? I have a pile of compost 10 years now. A pile of compost, actually 10 years now. I used to be pushing, like when the limb from the tree drop, I used to be pushing them in a heap. It was high. It was real high. This thing break down till it reached to the ground. So all I got to do is go with a shovel and dig it out. Go with a shovel and dig it out. But what I'm saying is, all these extra stuff is really not, you ain't got to, no, you ain't really got to, nothing wrong. Like for instance, when you take up you welcome shine your light. All right. Right. Now, when you Kimali, if you notice, the container that I have, that I show you with that one having pigeon peas. The other one, that one having 3 different peppers. So it's 2 different containers. But what I do sometimes, like my pigeon peas, they're getting taller now. So because they're getting taller, I might add some soil with some compost inside here. Because the more taller they get, you got to bring soil around them. So that when you bring the soil around them, they push out more root. So the more root they push out, they get stronger, which is what is happening at this moment. So I add some compost around it. So that's cool. That's actually cool if you add some compost. But this is the same compost I'm going to be using around the plant. You see where I'm coming from? So where I take the soil up, that's right to set the seed. If I add some compost around them, no, I'm still going to take that soil, that compost, and add around them while they growing. So on a new moon, I'm going to go and take some of them compost and add around them. Okay, so the plant actually still feeding with the same type of soil. Same type of soil. Okay. Him just so, all right, let me see. They always say that too. Okay, I'm going to use my natural soil. Yeah, try your natural soil. And like I said, try the new moon. You see something. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter where you planting when come a new moon. It doesn't matter where. It doesn't matter where is if you're in the tropical. It doesn't matter if you're in zone 6, in zone 7. When you're dealing with the moon, you're gonna get that result. Better growth, better harvest. Try it, guys, and please come back and let me know your result. All right? Kimberly. Okay, good. Thanks for clarifying. You're welcome, Kimami. Another question, is new moon and full moon the same? No, no, no. New moon and full moon is not the same. New moon and full moon is not the same. And now you mentioned full moon. Full moon, when come and harvesting? When come and harvesting with full moon? What this is something I've learned too about harvesting on full moon. I don't harvest on full moon. And who teach me this? Was my father. My father tell me you never harvest on a full moon. Because it's either you harvest before the full moon or when the moon full and going back. You understand? And I asked him why. Why I shouldn't harvest on a full moon? Because he said a full moon. He said a full moon basically bring it's take out. I can't remember his exact word, but what he's saying is when you want the basically if you want the nutrients in your plant or the full nutrients in your plant, you don't harvest on a full moon. Somehow it drain it. So you have to take it out before the full moon or when the moon full and going back. And and from that time he tell me that. I stick it in my head and I still do it unto today. But I'm not gonna push it on you guys and tell you guys, oh, don't harvest on a full moon. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just telling you the reason why my father tell me that. But no, full moon and new moon is not the same. But it's so much. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. This is late night, and this is real information we're giving out here tonight. This is not no joke. We giving out real information. And we could prove what we see. Anything we say, we could go and pull a video and show. Demali, greetings, couldn't sleep and thought I'll join in. All right, you're welcome. Thank you for being here. You're welcome. Everyone is welcome on this conversation, this topic. Everyone is welcome. We don't mind. We share the information because we want everybody to grow and be successful. Definitely, James. Definitely, James. Glad to have you here, James, because you have another knowledge as well. So, giving the people the information, man, is always a blessing. So, when, like I will always say, guys, when you have a garden, you pay attention to your garden. You pay attention to your plants. You pay attention to your soil. Observe, right? If you notice that your soil, you notice every time you dig a spot, you always, it's like an earthworm is everywhere. You got to be so careful of digging because you don't want to damage the earthworm. That's telling you something. That tells you your soil is nice. So don't follow no one and run and try adding all type of stuff in your soil. And your soil is beautiful. Another way how to attract. I'm gonna let you do this experiment for yourself first. What about grubs? What is grubs again? Shine your light, say, what about grubs? What is grubs again? Give me some more information about grubs. What is grubs again? I can't remember. What is grubs? Grubs. What is grubs? Okay, somebody let me know what is grubs. All right. Grub worm. Okay, grub worm. Okay. All right. Shine your light. James say, get rid of those things. No good in. All right. Okay. Thank you for that, James. All right. So I'm, this is why I'm saying earthworms because there's a. Let me explain. Let me say something to you guys. Sometimes we introduce a lot of things in our garden, and how we do that. How we do that? You see, my garden, nothing goes in my compost unless I grow it. Nothing goes in my compost unless I grow it. Meaning, no fruits. None of these things goes in my compost. You think fruits or you, no, that's not going in my compost. You know why? Grubs are the large worm of the June beetle. Oh, okay, okay. You know why? Do you know sometimes you ever eat a fruit or whatever, and you might see a worm inside it, and you just take it and throw it in your garbage, or it might end up in your compost pile. Remember, you don't know what type of worm is that. You just see a worm and you just toss it in your compost pile, right? No, this compost, this thing now could end up multiply. And no, you take in your compost and put it in your garden now. No, you introduce something to your soil. And guess what? This thing might be even eating down your root. And it's not just through fruits. Some people add meat in the compost, which I would not do. I don't think that even is a good idea, but people do it. That other kind of oil situation in your soil, I don't think it's a good idea, but people do it, so I'm not knocking anyone. But do you ever see how when meat decay, how all these worms coming out of it? Is that going in the compost? So many things sometimes we see in our garden, we put them there. We introduce them there because of these things we added in our compost. When you're talking about compost, you got to be skeptical of the things that goes in your compost because your compost is where you take in around your plant in your garden. So you got to be mindful of these type of stuff. I don't take these chances. If I ain't grow it, it's not going in my compost pile. Like I might put pumpkin, but I gotta grow the pumpkin. Because I'm trying to keep myself from taking stuff in my garden and at the same time messing up my garden. Then I realize my plants have start turning yellow, and you tell yourself it's water. Sometimes is these things eating off the root of the plants. These things feeding off the roots. So we got to be careful. No, nothing wrong with adding these things to your thing, especially when you grow them. I just don't. I can't tell people, oh, don't add these things. No, because people got to know what they want. But I'm not doing it. No meat going in my compost. No bone, nothing going in my compost. None of that. I only put stuff that draws the earthworms and the beneficial bacteria in my soil. Meat and thing is all kind of stuff could come out of that. I don't know what type of worm is that. But now you introduce that into your soil. So this is thing I look out for, guys, and this is why I stay focused on the natural way because it working for me. And I don't have to deal with too much pests and too much bugs and these type of stuff. And I ain't gotta be going and spraying stuff like I crazy, poisoning myself. Do you really think that these things we spray our plants with? Do you really think that the plant is not absorbing them? The plant is absorbing that. So don't get distracted out there, man. I'm telling you, it's a lot of distraction. Lots of distraction in this garden thing. And me, if you're not growing, you can't. I'm not listening to you. If you're not growing, I'm not listening to you. I'm sorry. You have to be growing and showing me what you're doing. Or I'm not listening to you. You're not gonna be Googling information and sit down on a computer and telling me stuff. No, I wanna see you growing them. I wanna see. Then that's when I'm listening to you. I'm sorry. Hey, Platinum and Gold, what's up, man? Thank you for being here. What's going on? Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, guys, for the 8 likes. Thank you all, man. I appreciate it. Okay, let me go back in the chat for a minute. You can, if you have a return for us, okay. Typo. I have a fire pit and board wood and was wondering if I should add it into my compost instead of throwing it away. No, ashes. No, ashes is really, ashes help enrich the soil. Yes, ashes really enrich the soil. But you also, with ashes, you also cannot chew too much because acid kind of strong. But acid, ashes, not acid, ashes is really good in soil. It's really, really good in soil. Ashes, really good. If you just burn in wood, that's good too. You can throw some of that in your compost. You can even throw some around your plants in your garden. Just a little bit though, not too heavy. Just a little bit. Because I do it sometimes too. Like the ashes, because I don't be burning wood sometimes. So when I burn the wood, I take the ashes. You could even make liquid fertilizer with ashes, but you can't make it too strong. Okay, so that's a good addition for your garden, ashes, but don't put too much around your plants. All right? Okay, all right. James say if you don't need it. That's why I say don't add too much. That don't add too much at all. If you add in, don't add too much. Okay, let me see. Okay, mommy said, I have a garden that I compost kitchen scrap and paper, cardboard, fish bone, and the end trail of my chicken. But meanwhile, have never seen one earthworm. However, the soil is rich, black, and loose. You see this? Okay, you never see an earthworm. You know why? Okay, I'm gonna suggest. I'm not just gonna just tell you, oh, it's this and that. What I believe is happening there. You see the oil from the chicken, and I don't think earthworms. This is why I'm saying earthworms love organic matter. They love the leaf. They love the the tree, the chunk of the tree when it break down. They love these kind of stuff. So these are the things that you're gonna see earthworms, on a regular. I'm not sure if you're gonna see them when you're dealing with fish and chicken. On the other hand, if these things break down, it could become good soil. You see what I'm saying? But I don't think earthworm familiar with chicken and fish and these type of stuff. I think they more prefer organic matter. So maybe that's why you're not seeing any of them. Maybe that's why. That's my suggestion. That's my suggestion. All right, K Bobby? J, okay, sir. Okay. If you add mulch under the, okay, all right. Okay. All right. You welcome. You guys welcome, man. That's it, man. A lot of information sharing up in here. Hey, BNJ, how you doing? Money does go out cheap in a sorted sense of what. Yeah, I mean, you have a point. You surely have a point there. Yeah, so, I mean, I know for a fact in my garden, the truth is, I just have to, when I'm digging sometimes, especially in the spring, when I'm digging, I got to be so cautious, man. I got to be so cautious because I don't want to dig them earthworms. You know what? I have a video with the earthworms. If you see the length of this thing, if you see the length of the earthworm, you know what? Let me see if I could see that video, man. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can see that video. Let me show you guys the length. Okay, let me see. Hold on. The length of earthworms up in my garden. I'm telling you. Yeah, earthworms love organic matter for what I experience. Okay, massive earthworm. Let me see. Hold on. Right, give me a second, guys. Let me show you guys this earthworm.
Worm is super fat because the soil is super rich. When you use certain things, what you do, instead of you feed the worms them,
You see the earthworm, guys?
this is when you know that your soil is rich. Oh yes, you see the size of worm. Look at the length of the worm. All right, look at the length. It's sharply. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? This is when you know your soil is that your soil is rich. Oh yes, you see the size of worm. Look at the length.
Okay, guys. Yeah, that's basically what I'm talking about. That's the size of worm up in my garden. That's it. That's the size of worm up in my garden. I just got to be so cautious in digging. So this is why I could tell you today that worm prefer organic matter. These earthworms, they love organic matter, and they get so big. These things get so big. Some of them long like this. Sometimes you think it's a small snake going through, and this is for real. This is for real. I never seen earthworms either, and I'm thinking it's the excess citrus peel. I heard they don't care for them. You know what? That's a good point there to Damila, Dameli, if I pronounce your name right. That's a good point, you know, maybe. Maybe they don't like that citrus peel. That's a good point. That's a good point. What I know for a fact, what I know they love. You see the same leaf and them others be talking about? The leaf, the 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 tree body when they break down, they love this type of stuff. So when you have them type of stuff in your soil, You see them in a hole. You see them a lot. Everywhere you dig, they are. Everywhere you dig, they are. How often do you water plants, and do you recommend a drip irrigation system? Okay, I don't water my plants then, and this is the honest truth. The only plant I water is if I have them in container. And the only reason for that is because the sun really penetrates these containers. So you want to make sure that you wet them from time to time. Yes. If I'm doing in-ground, I don't wet them. No. This is why I recommend if you planting, you plant 10 to 12 inches deep. 10 to 12 inches deep, you will water less. If you add in leaf and even the breakdown weeds that grow up in your garden, in your soil, that gonna become and mix with your soil, and then that also gonna help hold water in your soil. So if the rain come anytime, that gonna suck the water as well. So the moisture gonna remain in the soil for a longer period of time. Now, if your plants 10 to 12 inches deep, even though you're not getting no water, no rain ain't coming, the root is down under the ground. So the root is still getting the moisture. So I can't tell you not to get a irrigation system because I don't know, your zone. I don't know what's going on there, but I don't use these things. And sometimes maybe you don't need them either. you see what I'm saying? A lot of people, maybe it works, maybe it do. I just never use them, so I cannot speak on that. I don't speak for that. But I'm telling you, a lot of people come up with a lot of things and just put it out there, and people run with it. And some of the time, you really don't need it. There's ways you could get around these things, and I'll give you a way, and I'll give you a way, and I explain it as well too. Okay, let me go back. Kimali, I couldn't believe your garden was lacking water when the vegetables look so lost. Exactly, Kim Abi. Exactly. Every summer, every summer, my garden go through three, at least 3, 4 weeks without rain. Every summer. But guess what? Every plant still looking green and luscious. And I'll give you the reason. You see, this is what I just say, guys. This is exactly what I say, and I have video to prove it as well. If the internet wasn't buffing like that, I would have pulled up the video for sure, you guys. Deep planting helps. And because of deep planting, it doesn't matter whether it rain or not. I still don't wet my plants. My plant will go a month without water, sun hot every day, and not a dry leaf. I give you the remedy. Plant them deep and always add leaf and stuff. Every year you add some leaf in your soil. That gonna break down and it gonna create sort of sponge. And every time it get wet, it sucks water, so it hold more moisture in the soil. People don't like clay soil, but when people don't understand, in my containers, I add clay soil. Why you think I add clay soil in my container? I want somebody to answer me tonight. Why do I add clay soil in my container? Why do you think I do that? You know what? That's true. Yeah, Rob. Yes, I basically, I talk a lot about garden, but trust me, I have a video for back everything I say. And that's the difference, man. I have a video for back everything I talk about here. I could pull a video about everything. Okay, let me see. Let me see if anyone. Okay, let me see. All right, Jim. Jim's got it right there. James got it. All right, James said mineral and whole water. Came out and said, Plata, I think your style of garden diffuse a lot of their rules and theory. Clay soil for the mineral riches. Eggs. You guys are some real intelligent people. You guys are some real gardeners. This is what I like. This is what I like. You guys is real gardeners. And this is why I didn't want to explain. I wanted to hear from you guys. I wanted to hear from you guys. Minerals and it holds water. Beautiful. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is amazing. For real. Okay. Your Rob say I put eggshell in vinegar, let it bubble, mix with water, and I see my fruit tree strong does a crack like when I do not treat them. Okay. So basically, where Yahweh said, I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. He said he put eggshell in vinegar, let it bubble, mix with water, and I see my fruit tree trunk does a crack, like when I does a tree them. All right, okay. For the boy, so okay, all right. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. What I mean is, people talk about thousand variety, but only about one way to grow it. Thank you, by the way, for this. All right, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. I like that you read people comments out loud. It make a good room. Yes, yes, of course, man. That's what I want, man. We having a conversation, and I want other people opinion. I want other people opinion. And the thing is, we all learn from each other. I can learn from you. I can learn from anyone up inside the chat. We also I like to have a conversation when we all communicate with each other. I think it's the best thing. But you know what? What I love about this room, we it's never about an argument. It's never argument. Everyone have a right. I give everyone the right to share their opinion. And I will read it out too. Maybe I might be able to read everything, but I try to read out everything and elaborate on it a little. I think it's a good idea. You welcome, you welcome. Jay, this because planter and I build soil and not grow plants that make sense to you. That's it, James. We are all grown, so we act. That's it, man. We ain't got to argue about nothing. We just have peaceful conversation loaded with information at the same time. Loaded with information. But you know what? These type of information don't go out because this is really, these type of information don't get out there. You got to be talking about a product. That's the information that float out there. These information where you telling people to grow natural, use what you have. These information don't go nowhere because we're not selling a product. We just telling people, listen to me. Instead of you got to go out there and spend a bunch of money, use what you have. You have a container, put some soil inside of it. Grow something. But at the same time, even though our life don't be big, the people in the life is so amazing. It made me want to just come out at night and just spend time with you guys because I'm learning from you guys. We all learning from each other. Yes, we are. Yes, that's it. We'll start. Yes, definitely, man. James is listen to me. James, let me tell you. Let me get a little about James. James grew in the desert. Do you understand? James growing is in James, what happened? I wish what happened to your channel, James? James had a channel and he used to go in the desert. So James have some information too, you know. So I appreciate that he being here as well with us because we having a good time. It's information. We having a good time. Okay, Mr. Kanta, Kanta, the life is lively and lovely. Yes, thank you, Kimali. Thank you. Yes, man. You know, nice, peaceful, and the energy is wonderful. The energy is wonderful, and that's what's matter. That's what's matter. But yeah, guys, God sees this coming, man, and I want everybody to be successful, man. I want to see people with their luscious green garden. I want to see people just growing. It's a good feeling. Okay. Shine Your Light say, I love plant life so much. I love plant life so much information and good vibes. Yes, exactly, exactly. Hey Nino and Lo, how you doing? Um, we are all nice. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, we all night now, but we having fun and that's what's good. We having fun and we all getting the information, man. So like we now talk about clay soil. We now talk about clay soil a minute ago, and many people believe clay soil is not a good soil to grow food in. But I'm glad that people here know better. Because when I ask a question, I get answers. So people here definitely know better. Clay soil is a beautiful soil to grow into. The only thing with clay soil, let me show you the only thing with clay soil. The only thing with clay soil is something you gotta maintain. When I say maintain this, because if you don't maintain it, you're gonna get a lot of these things. So sometimes you gotta go and you gotta crush these things. Because if you don't crush them, they could turn a hard rock like this. So if you out in the sun suck out the water and they turn like stone. How you change that? Let me tell you how you change that. How you change the texture of clay soil. How you change that? Let me see if somebody could tell me this again, man. I know you guys are some intelligent people. How do you change the texture of clay soil? Okay, yeah, Rob say biochar. Okay, all right. James say organic matter. Who else? Dig a pool, fill it with wood board and cover organic matter. Oh man, you guys are some real brilliant people. You guys got to stop on this. I hope all you're not underestimating all yourself. You know. I hope all you're not doing that. Okay. Basically, all right. Everyone come up with an idea, and I'm sure they all work. Right? I'm sure they all work. Right? The only one I can speak for, though, the only one I can speak for is organic matter, like the leaf, the the weeds that grows up in your garden, the tree body that breaks down. When all that break down, don't get me wrong, I'm sure everyone opinion counts. What everyone say, I'm sure it works. I'm sure. But the only one I can speak on that I know for a fact that it works is the leaf, the organic matter, basically organic matter. It will change it because you know why? My soil was red clay. Yeah, Dameli, yes, exactly. Like I'm sure it all works. I'm sure it all works. I'm sure it all works. But like I said, the only one I can speak for sure is the leaf, the the tree trunk that break down and mix it with the soil. Yeah, that changes soil as well. So we have several ways that we definitely can change. You know, say biochar, James say organic matter, dip Yarab say dip a pool, fill it with wood board and covered, okay. Shiny light say organic matter, okay. Kimberly say I okay, all right. Yes, James, yes, James. Shout out to James, man. James, I hope you know everything is going well for you. I hope you are quick recovery. All right. I hope everything working out good for you, man. All right. Okay. James say biochar. Maybe you could use it, but you gotta use it the right way. Okay. And yeah, Rob say don't let it dry. Okay. All right. So I'm sure everyone opinion works, which I'm not gonna say because I never do it, so I cannot say don't work. But the way I know, it definitely works because my garden, yeah, no problem, James. My garden was red clay, and if you look today, you will never believe it was red clay. You will never believe My garden was red clay. So you could change that. So if someone tell you, oh no, you can't change, just laugh. Don't even hold an argument. It don't make sense. Because there's proof. There's actually proof that it happens. It can change. Apply sand, but not percent, 25%. You make apply sand, but not 25% of you. Okay, all right. Okay. Yeah, so I'm you see, this is what I'm saying, guys. I'm not listening. Everybody do their things different, right? Everybody got them how different. But you can't just if you try something and it didn't work for you, that still doesn't mean it's not gonna work for someone. All right? Maybe you didn't give the you see, and this is the thing too. This is the thing. Sometimes the extra care, some people, the patient, you need patience, you need discipline, you need different things dealing with these type of. So maybe you don't have enough patience, and because you ain't have enough patience, it ain't work for you. But that doesn't mean it would work for the person who have patience. So this is why I personally feel like everybody should have a voice, but your voice should come from something you learn and something you see for yourself. All right, so you're speaking about it, you experience it, you speaking about it, but just speaking, man, and can't back it, no proof. I don't know about that. This is why I have almost heading for 3,000 videos on my channel. And this is why I could pull a video for anything I sit down and talk about. I guarantee you, I could bring a video breaking down what I'm saying, showing you, you know, what I'm saying. So information, listen to me guys, this is gardening. And you have no time to waste. You want information that could help you. You want information that could feed you and your family. This is what it's about. Survival. Now, there's people gonna send you out there and you may spend thousands of dollars trying to build a garden. And then the harvest ain't even the harvest is, you know, you can have see a fraction of what you spend. Well, I could plant a whole garden without spending any money, which I'm doing this year as well. Because how I'm gonna do that? By seeds. I sow my own seeds. I made my own compost. So because of that, it helped me to eliminate the spending. So I'm telling you guys, sometimes you could use what you have and still be successful. Use what you have and still be successful. Yeah. Okay, let me go ahead. Okay. It takes a while, especially if it's brick hard. Right. Don't let it dry. Right, the clay don't make it dry. Yes. Yes. But biochars, you got the right. Okay, Jim. Think further. You're welcome. Yeah, apply some. Okay. Wood chip works the best in my opinion. Okay. James, do not use wood chip job for your wood chip. James, do you use okay. 400 years lemon tree in England are grown in 100% sand. Really? And are the oldest known container lemon in the world. Wow, not supposed to grow in clay. Okay, I hear that. Yes, so planter because it don't take time to change soil into something really good. All right. The plants in your garden are so healthy. Yes, thank you. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you go, that's what I'm saying, guys. I'm showing proof of what I'm doing and I'm showing result. You see, I'm showing that, guys, you can use these things and your garden could look healthy. These are things I'm actually showing these things. My garden always luscious because you know what? I be using the same stuff over and over and I never change. I never try to change because someone tell me to change. Oh, yeah, this product and this product work. I never do that. Because if your garden is working good for you, why would you allow somebody to introduce you to something? Your garden already working good for you. So don't get distracted, guys. Don't get distracted. A lot of distraction. You don't want to mess up your garden and your soil. Remember, the soil is important. All right. Okay, that is the goal. Start garden without spending. Definitely. If you want success, we need to change the way we see things to make major change. All right. Okay. Yes, guys. So it's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure to be here late at night with you guys. Thank you all for coming out, and spending this time. But it's fun. It's really fun. And you know what? I wasn't going to come tonight, because I said, damn, it may be too late. I'm saying, nah, nobody ain't gonna come in tonight. But I actually glad I did. Yeah, Rob, much love, much love. Thank you. I actually glad I did because we were able to share so much information and we have such a beautiful time. Thank you, Shine Your Light. Appreciate you all too, man, for coming through and hanging here with me. Yes, yes, I'm glad I did too. I really glad I did. Shout out to James too, man. Let me shout out you guys before we leave. Shout out to Shine Your Light. Appreciate you coming through. Shout out to Ya Rob. Thank you for coming through. Okay, type it, James, type it in the chat. Put your channel in the chat. Yes, put your channel in the chat. Yes, thank you, Nido and Lo. Appreciate you guys for coming through. Thank you, Dameli. Thank you, James. Thank you, Shine Your Light. Thank you, Yarob. See, you guys are amazing, man. Thank you all. Thank you, Kim Ami. Thank you, Nino and Lo. Man, I appreciate all of you coming on. This was such a beautiful live, very informative, and we all learn from each other. Okay, guys, that's James. That's James' YouTube channel here. Yeah, that's James' YouTube channel. You guys go check out James, man. James grow in the desert. And he have a lot of info. When you guys see tonight, he was putting his information in the chat. You say it also you can find it. Yeah, sure. If you put it in, they're gonna find it. They're gonna find it. Yeah, James do he garden in the desert and he have a lot of information as well. And as you guys saw him in the chat, he had a lot of information in the chat. So you guys could check him out. All right. Kibali say, as usual and always, much thanks to you, Planter, and the chat. Yes, K. Ami, appreciate you. Thank you for coming through again, man. Thank you all so much. You guys, honestly, I appreciate you guys for real because we're here for 2 hours, almost 3 hours, and it feel like half an hour. And that's the honest truth. I love this type of life because peaceful, fun, able to laugh, and at the same time, everyone was able to get their point across. And we don't believe that your ideas ain't good. No. Everyone have great ideas. So yes, Demali, yes, you can always check me out, man. I have nearly 3,000 videos. You can check you can check me out. Thank you all. Yeah, James, I'm really glad I come, man. It was a beautiful life, man. So much information. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be up again. So you guys could, look out for me. Because I definitely might be up tomorrow night again. So as always, guys, thank you all. You guys have a blessed and wonderful weekend. See you guys soon, all right? Thank you very much. We have we have a had a garden. If definitely it's basically was a party of information. Yes, this is fun. All right, guys, take care, all right? Peace, love, and blessings. All right, good night.